Good day, welcome to AJ Heart Talk. This is a small series which I've started with the idea of combining secular counselor. I'm a licensed counselor in my country with the philosophy and the practice of Vedic philosophy and Hinduism. So I'm combining the two, and this is mainly for a Hindu audience. So I will be using a lot of terms which is from Vedas and Hinduism, which I kind of assume people understand. Now if later on if you happen to not be a Hindu or you don't understand, then PM me and I will respond to you individually. But for the most part, this is good. I'm just going to use the terms which I hope most Hindus are aware of. Now this series is the certain ground rules for the series. In Hinduism, everything is symbolic. That means that all symbols are interpreted. You can interpret in one way, I can interpret in another way. Both interpretations are equally valid. Hinduism is all about symbols. So you may agree, you may disagree with me, that's fine. It's not, it's totally in your power to disagree with me. I'm quite comfortable being disagreed with. However, if you agree with me or you find some value in what I'm sharing, well, I hope you do, and I hope you enjoy it. The first topic I thought of dealing with, which is relevant to most people here, is anger. Now, if you're the kind of person who can say, I never feel angry, well, this session is not for you. It's for it's not for saint level people, it's for normal people like us, me, who does feel anger a lot of the time. So when it comes to anger, what does Hinduism say? All of us experience anger. Anger is something that needs to be controlled. It needs to be within our control. This message is actually brought to you by Lord Shiva. Lord Shiva, when he is dancing the Tandava, in that main pose that he has, if you see at the bottom of his feet, there is a demon that he's standing on. That demon he is standing on represents anger. We are supposed to keep anger at the bottom of our feet, under our control. That is the message that Shiva is giving. Anger should always be under our control. Your response may be, oh my God, I can't control my anger. Really? Unless you have got a mental disability, unless you are physically unable to control yourself. That's not true. All of us can control our anger. Let me give you an example. You are angry with your brother, your parents, your siblings, your spouse, your girlfriend, and you're just getting ready to shout at them. Suddenly, somebody you really respect walks in. Your teacher, your boss, somebody you really respect, somebody you really want to impress, they walk in. What happens to your anger? It's gone, like that. No more anger. Suddenly you're calm, smiling, doing all the nonsense. Why? How are we able to do that? Because anger is in control. At that moment when you're going to lose your temper, you've given yourself permission to lose your temper. So Shiva's message is, always keep that anger down. Be in control of our temper. We all experience temper. We all have got anger. And all of us need to use that energy and consciously keep it down. That's the first lesson. So what does that mean? Does that also mean that we have to keep our anger inside like a pressure cooker until we are so stressed that we one day explode? No. In Hinduism, there is a way to express anger that is healthy and that has got no bad karma. How is it? No, you can do all the normal things. I mean, if jogging, running, exercise, if that works for you, go ahead, use those things to get rid of your anger. But for some of us, we need to express it. We need to say it because we are that angry. So what do we do when we are that angry and we need to explode? We shout at God. How can I say that? Well, let me give you an example. I'm going to use Krishna and Shishupala as the example. Shishupala was Krishna's cousin. He hated Krishna. He couldn't stand his cousin. So he used to insult, he used to get angry, he used to do stuff just to make Krishna's life miserable. Or try to make Krishna's life miserable. He focused all his anger and hatred at Krishna. And what happened? When he died, did he go to hell? No, he didn't. When he died, he merged with God. How is that congruent? How is that even possible? Because in Hinduism, anger, hatred, love, peace, all this is energy. And this energy, when it's expressed to God, is not returned to you negatively. God can absorb your anger without giving you bad things back. Does this mean you can go to temple and yell at people, at God in the temple, yell at the statue in the temple? No, it doesn't. If you go to a temple and you are yelling at the gods in the temple, people around you are going to get angry. People are going to look at you and say, oh my God, they are going to be disturbed. They're going to be disturbed by your by what they perceive as your bad behavior. They're going to be disturbed by what is happening, by the anger that you are expressing, and they will get angry back at you. And that causes bad karma. So in order to avoid this, get angry at the gods in your home. If you have a picture or a statue of God at home, he or she, whichever statue you prefer, you can always shout at that picture. Or better yet, when you're really angry, and I used to do this when I was younger all the time, is I used to send God out of the room. I mean, I used to take the picture and say, okay, look, you know, I've had enough of you, this is too much, I can't take it right now, so out you go. So 24 hours, they're out of the room, vanished. And then after that, the anger's gone, come back inside the room. And I found that to be rather therapeutic, and it did help me through a lot of anger issues. So I'm just giving you a little bit of a, well, suggestion on how to manage that kind of anger. And again, if you see the story of Krishna and Shishupala, God can absorb your anger without giving you back bad karma, because God actually loves us that much. Okay, God's love is that infinite. It's omnipresent, omnipotent, and omniscient. So at the end of it, there are two messages from this this session, the first session which I'm doing, and the first one is, all of us experience anger. The key to experiencing anger is the control of anger, and that is taught by Shivan dancing on the demon that represents anger within all of us. Keep anger under your feet, keep it under your control. When anger has to rise, when it is too much, when the world is too much for us and we really have to explode, aim that explosion towards God. God can take our negativity without giving us back negativity. Other humans will get angry back at us. God doesn't. He absorbs it. She absorbs it. And that's all, you know, so you don't get bad karma back. So these are two lessons from psychology and Hinduism. I'm merging the two. I hope you found it enjoyable, and I hope you learned something, or or thought it was useful, or thought it was just interesting, however you want to look at it. This is the beginning of a couple of series which I plan to do. So if you've got anything to say, if you've got any questions to ask, or if you didn't understand any of the terms I used, please comment in the comment box, or make suggestions, whatever you feel comfortable doing. Thank you for taking the time to listen to me. I'm running out of things to say. I don't know what else to say, so I'm just going to say thank you very much, and I hope to see you again later. Bye-bye.